Thanks so much for joining us at 6. I'm Shay Razi.
And I'm Nathan Thompson. So many people in Green Country are worried about data centers impacting their utility bills, and state lawmakers are trying to figure it out also as more and more data centers come to Oklahoma.
Some of those lawmakers believe recent rate hike efforts are related to all the energy those centers use, but the companies behind the centers say they should have little to no impact on your utility bills.
Fox 23's Devin Lyon joins us live in the newsroom. Devin, there was legislation filed this week to try to keep people from getting higher electricity bills because of these data centers.
Yes, and whether it will work or not is still in question, as some ratepayers could be seeing rate hikes as early as July. These efforts directly impact your wallet, and while lawmakers try to get in between that impact, they may have gotten in their own way with past legislation that's already become law.
What I look at is when is the rate hike coming for us for this, you know?
We don't have the infrastructure to properly handle or divert stormwater runoff. So there's going to be some consequences.
Those are just a few concerns from different people who live near proposed data centers coming to Oklahoma. This map gives an updated look to the current and proposed data centers in Oklahoma, with several set for Green Country.
The amount of resources that it takes up, and then we see all across all the other data centers, they're raising utility rates.
Different data center companies say the utility use would come at little to no impact to local residents, with a promise of tax and utility rate revenue. Each local government approving the projects references upfront payment for utilities or ratepayer revenue, but that infers direct utility usage to local areas.
There's a lot of opportunities for data centers in Oklahoma. We're hearing a lot of potential new ones being built and installed, but all that takes more power.
State Representative Brad Bowles filed Thursday the Oklahoma Ratepayer Protection Act. He introduced it for the upcoming session, but says he is still working on the final language.
I don't have all the language finalized yet, but that's the intent of the bill, is really just to protect ratepayers so have an increased cost due to the increase of data centers.
A study by Pew Research says a typical AI-focused data center uses the same amount of electricity as 100,000 households. A recent PSO rate review would increase the average customer's monthly bill by about 15%, or $25 by July if approved by the Corporation Commission. PSO says it's unrelated to data centers and to the benefit of ratepayers. But some lawmakers aren't buying it, saying it's connected.
As I started looking into what it takes to operate a data center, the electricity also started to kind of jump out at me. So that's what my interim study was about, was to sort of gauge the impact on our water quality, our water quantity, and the amount of electricity it's going to take, and how that might burden consumers.
The state legislature may be getting in their own way to protect ratepayers. In 2023, one Senate bill became law, enabling corporations to request rate hikes and even begin collecting revenue before a project was even to begin construction, which means paying for something not even built yet.
In the bill, how are we going to make that happen to where they pay their fair share? How is that going to work?
So there's a lot of different ways about going about doing that. I want to work with the corporation commissioners and get some of their input as well, and my colleagues in the legislature, the governor's office. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways that we're looking at this, and I want to try to make that the best language possible to ensure that we get to our intent gets accomplished.
Efforts to combat rate hikes in the past have had little luck, but Bowles did champion the behind-the-meter bill last year, which became law, which made corporations move their energy usage to their own generators off the local grid. If data centers were also held to this law, it might alleviate that local utility burden. Live in the newsroom covering news that matters, Devin Lyon, Fox 23 News.
We will have those full bills for you in this story on fox23.com, along with a reference study from Pew Research. The legislative session begins next month, and if the legislation passes, it would not become law until May or June.